Welcome to Live Interactive English. I'm Matt.
I'm Winnie.
Today we're looking at an article called Dreaming Out Loud, The Sound of OneRepublic. And today we're going to be looking at day one of this article. So, Winnie, have you heard of the band OneRepublic?
I actually have. I actually really like OneRepublic. I don't think there's anyone I've ever met who's never heard of OneRepublic. If they haven't, they've definitely heard their songs at least. I think the first time I heard a OneRepublic song was like 2008. So I was in like middle school.
Yeah, well, since they've been around so long, even I have heard of OneRepublic because, I was in university when I think one of their first big songs came out and became very popular at that time.
Right.
And I remember a song that you'd hear on the radio, like every time you turned on the radio, and yes, we still listened to the radio back then.
It's true. Like I would turn on MTV to get all the latest hits, and every other hour it would be their song being replayed over and over again because I think they capture a lot of people's hearts. People really feel their music. So people all over the world just really love their music.
Yeah, that's right. And that's why they've been around for so long, as long since you were in middle school, since I was in university, so a long time ago.
It has been a long time, and yet they are still thriving. They're still very popular, and today we are going to dive into kind of their story, how they got to be.
That's right, so let's take a look at today's article, Dreaming Out Loud, The Sound of OneRepublic.
Whether you've heard them on the radio, in a movie, or out shopping, chances are you know about OneRepublic. Since their catchy 2007 hit, Apologize, OneRepublic's mix of rock and pop has made them one of the biggest bands of the 21st century. Friends Ryan Tedder and Zach Filkins started their rock band back in 2002 in Colorado, US, and later moved to Los Angeles. There, Eddie Fisher, Brent Kutzel, and Drew Brown soon joined them. Each member brings their own style and talents, which helps make OneRepublic's music unique and interesting. Their first studio album, Dreaming Out Loud, was a big success, and it wasn't long before they became a household name.
All right, let's get today's article started. We have Dreaming Out Loud, The Sound of OneRepublic, Part 1.
Okay, so let's get into our article. Whether you've heard them on the radio, in a movie, or out shopping, chances are you know about OneRepublic. Yeah, so there's a lot of their songs that you might not even know are OneRepublic, but they're very popular songs, so you hear them all the time in your everyday life.
Exactly. Continuing on with the article, since their catchy 2007 hit Apologize, OneRepublic's mix of rock and pop has made them one of the biggest bands of the 21st century. I have to admit, the first OneRepublic song I ever heard was Apologize.
Yes, me as well. That was their big hit back way back in 2007 when I was still young.
Yes, you're still young, Matt.
All right, continuing with the article, friends Ryan Tedder and Zach Filkins started their rock band back in 2002 in Colorado, US, and later moved to Los Angeles.
Oh, okay. So he actually started this with his friend. It wasn't just him alone. And I guess that's really nice to have someone who's been there with you from the beginning all the way until now. Yeah,
to do something like this with your friends is maybe part of the reason that they're still making great music today.
All right, well, let's go to Henny and see what she has to say.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。这2天的课程要介绍来自美国的摇滚乐团 OneRepublic 共和世代。无论你是在广播、电影或是外出购物时，都很可能听过他们的歌，知道共和世代。那这边有2个文法重点。第一个 whether or 表示无论是什么还是什么。whether 引导副词子句，常常搭配 or 使用，用来连接2者以上的选择或是可能，像是用 whether A or B 或是 whether A, B or C 等等。举例来说 Whether you are an amateur or a pro, you're welcome to join us. 无论是业余人士或专业人士，都欢迎你加入我们。 好，第二个重点是 chances are 加上 that 子句，表示说很有可能怎么样。那么名词 chances 在这边是表达可能性或是机会，固定用复数型。例如 chances are that the concert will sell out quickly。那场演唱会很有可能很快就卖完了。好，那么延伸学习，我们在表达很有可能怎么样，还可以用到下列的句型，像是 there's a good chance 加上 that 子句，或者是 it is likely 加上 that 子句。举例来说 ，If we don't leave now, there's a good chance that we will be late。如果我们现在不离开，就很有可能会迟到了。好，接回到课文中。
All right, thank you, Hanny. Let's continue on with the article. There, and of course there meaning Los Angeles, Eddie Fisher, Brent Kutzel, and Drew Brown soon joined them. Each member brings their own style and talents, which helps make OneRepublic's music unique and interesting. And I always love hearing about bands that have a lot of different styles, and that kind of explains why you can't really say they're a rock band, they're a pop band, they're kind of everything.
Yeah, I think OneRepublic's done sort of a lot of different genres, a lot of different styles of music. They haven't really just stuck to just one, and maybe that's because they have such, so many unique people in the band to give it that feel. All right, back to the article. Their first studio album, Dreaming Out Loud, was a big success, and it wasn't long before they became a household name. Okay, so that first album, I think, was the first one that had Apologize on it.
Right.
And that was, one that everyone knows now. At least everyone knew back then, and I think it's still a great song.
Yeah.
So that was their first studio album. So that means that it was recorded in a recording studio. So a studio is just a place where someone makes some form of art, usually, or some sort of creative thing. But when we talk about a recording studio, that's specifically for recording sound, recording music, so they will have microphones and all of the equipment to, capture the sound of things like a band playing a song for their album. And when we use it as a studio album, we mean that it's their first album that was recorded in a studio, so it was not, from their live performance on stage. An example sentence, all of the singers' early songs were made in this studio.
Yeah, and for a lot of artists, it's kind of like a really big deal to finally record your studio album. So it's great to hear that they got to do that. And of course, they quickly became a household name. And we have this adjective, household, and it usually just means a person or a brand that everybody knows. So maybe one night they were kind of just this small town band, and then overnight they became this really famous sensation, okay? So for example, you could say Apple is a household name for technology products. When you think technology, you think Apple. And so now when you think, awesome rock band, you might think OneRepublic. All right, well, let's go to Hanny and see what she says.
共和世代的每位团员都有自己的风格跟才艺，所以他们的音乐独特又有趣。那这个乐团的首张录音室专辑《Dreaming Out Loud》大获成功，不久后他们就成了家喻户晓的人物了。在讲到音乐风格类型时 ，Matt 老师有用到 genre 这个字 ，G-E-N-R-E， 那它可以表达类型、题材，常常用来指音乐啊、文学、电影、绘画等等艺术作品的类型。那课文单字 studio， 它是表达录音室或是指工作室、摄影棚。那 studio album 就是表达录音室专辑。再来 household， 它是形容家喻户晓的或是家用的 household name 就可以表达家喻户晓的人物。Winnie 老师在解释单字时有提到 sensation 这个字 S-E-N-S-A-T-I-O-N， 那它可以表达造成轰动的人事物，它还有感觉、知觉的意思。那这边有一个重点是 It wasn't long before 加上主词加动词，这是表达不久之后就怎么样。那这个句型是用来表达某事发生后不久，另一件事就接着发生。其中的 it 常常是指前文提到的情况或是事件，那么 before 子句则是说明接下来发生的事。例如They started dating in May, and it wasn't long before they became engaged. 他们5月开始约会，不久后他们就订婚了。好，接回课文中。
Okay, thanks, Hanny. So we've learned quite a bit about the starting of this band, about how they started, moving from Colorado to Los Angeles, where they found, the rest of their band mates. But we still have a lot more to learn about OneRepublic. And we'll go to the second part of the article, and we'll be right back.
Part of the reason behind OneRepublic's ongoing popularity is songs that resonate with listeners. OneRepublic's songs tell stories about life, dreams, and hope, so many young people can relate to their music. Many of the band's songs were written by lead singer Ryan. His talent as a songwriter is hard to deny. He has even written songs for Beyoncé, Adele, and Taylor Swift.
All right, welcome back. So we're still talking about OneRepublic, and we have a lot more to say about how they became this amazing band.
Right, okay, let's continue with the article. Part of the reason behind OneRepublic's ongoing popularity is songs that resonate with listeners. And we kind of touched on that a little bit before the break, where he has a lot of genres, or not he, the whole band has a lot of different genres and instruments, and that really helps reach a bigger audience.
That's right. And so we use the word in there, ongoing. Ongoing is an adjective, and that means continuing or continuing to happen. Something is not stopping, it just continues on. It means it's ongoing. It's still going on, you could say, but we've combined these words and switched them around, and now it's an adjective that's ongoing. For an example sentence, there is an ongoing problem with my computer.
Right, and we have this word popularity, which basically is talking about the state of being well known and or liked. So, this person or this thing is liked by a lot of people or a large group of people. So, for example, you could say the popularity of Korean movies is higher than ever. And we were talking about how OneRepublic stays popular throughout the years because they're probably about 20 years old right about now, and they're still doing really successfully.
That's right. Well, let's go to Hanny now, and we'll be right back.
课文提到，共和世代持续受欢迎的部分原因是在于他们的歌曲能够引起听众的共鸣。好，单字 ongoing 它是形容持续存在的、不间断的。Popularity 这个名词表示流行、普及或是受欢迎。Resonate 是动词，表示持续发出低鸣的声音或是发出回响。当我们说 resonate with somebody， 就是表达在某人心中引起了共鸣。好，接华课文中。
All right, thank you, Hanny. Let's continue with the article.
All right. OneRepublic songs tell stories about life, dreams, and hope. So many young people can relate to their music. Okay, that word in there, to relate to something, that's a verb which means to connect, usually emotionally, with something. So usually it means that you feel you have something in common. You have felt the same feelings that this person singing a song, for example, is feeling, and you feel like you can relate. So you have felt those same feelings.
Right.
You can also relate with your friends, as in this example sentence, Sam easily related to his friend's feelings.
Right, so another reason why OneRepublic is so special and so relatable is because of their lyrics. So continuing on with the article, many of the band's songs were written by lead singer Ryan. His talent as a songwriter is hard to deny. He has even written songs for Beyoncé, Adele, and Taylor Swift. So some of your favorite songs are probably written by him.
That's very impressive.
Right.
You might think it's a Beyoncé song, but really it's a Ryan from OneRepublic song.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's go to Hanny.
共和世代的歌曲讲述了关于生活、梦想和希望的故事，因此许多年轻人都能对他们的音乐产生连结。这个乐团的许多歌曲都是由主唱 Ryan 创作的，那他也曾经为碧昂斯、艾黛尔还有泰勒斯写过歌曲。好，单字 relate 这个动词它表示产生共鸣、理解或认同。relate to 加上名词就可以表达与什么产生共鸣、理解、认同什么什么。Winnie 老师这时候有提到 relatable 则是形容词，形容能让人理解或感同身受的，容易让人产生共鸣的。那我们接话课文中。
All right, thank you, Hanny. I had fun learning about one of my favorite bands, OneRepublic. Well, not favorite, but they are going to be favorite soon.
They're becoming your favorite band now just through learning more about them.
Yeah.
All right, well, yeah, I've realized that I like more of their songs than I even knew that I knew about.
Yeah,
but
you didn't even know.
Yeah, I didn't know those were OneRepublic songs, and now I know, and I'm a bigger fan than before.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited to learn more about them next time when we read part 2. But let's review the article again, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Whether you've heard them on the radio, in a movie, or out shopping, chances are you know about OneRepublic. Since their catchy 2007 hit, Apologize, OneRepublic's mix of rock and pop has made them one of the biggest bands of the 21st century. Friends Ryan Tedder and Zach Filkins started their rock band back in 2002 in Colorado, US, and later moved to Los Angeles. There, Eddie Fisher, Brent Kutzel, and Drew Brown soon joined them. Each member brings their own style and talents, which helps make OneRepublic's music unique and interesting. Their first studio album, Dreaming Out Loud, was a big success, and it wasn't long before they became a household name. Part of the reason behind OneRepublic's ongoing popularity is songs that resonate with listeners. OneRepublic's songs tell stories about life, dreams, and hope, so many young people can relate to their music. Many of the band's songs were written by lead singer Ryan. His talent as a songwriter is hard to deny. He has even written songs for Beyoncé, Adele, and Taylor Swift.
最后，我们来复习今天课文里的单字文法。单字的部分有 studio 名词，是指录音室、工作室或摄影棚。household 形容词，表示家喻户晓的、家用的。ongoing 则是形容持续存在的、不间断的。popularity 名词，表示流行、普及、受欢迎。relate 动词，它表示产生共鸣或是理解、认同。文法的部分，我们第一个学到 whether 点点点 or 点点点，表示无论是什么还是什么，用来连接两者以上的选择或可能，像 whether A or B、whether A, B or C 等等。第二个学到了 chances are 加上 that 子句，表示很有可能怎么样。第三个学到 it wasn't long before 主词加动词，表示不久之后就怎么样怎么样。好，那以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Have you ever tried stinky tofu? It's a type of tofu that is fermented and gives off a strong, pungent odor. It is served either deep fried or steamed, and one of the most popular places to order it is a place called Sinkan Old Street. Are you looking for a place to spend time with friends and family? Sinkan Old Street is a great choice. Once you visit, you will see classic brick buildings. Sinkan is known all over Taiwan for its great famous tofu. There are a lot of tofu restaurants and vendors on the street. The tofu made in Sinkan has a special burned flavor. You can find grilled stinky tofu, steamed stinky tofu, and even tofu ice cream. If you don't like tofu, you can try other snacks too, like taro balls and peanut candy. Have some grass jelly tea if you feel hot and thirsty. After enjoying all the wonderful food, check out a traditional Taiwanese grocery store. The toys and candy there will make you feel like a kid again. So, if you're a tofu lover, Sinkan Old Street is the perfect place for you to visit. There's so many delicious bean curd dishes waiting for you to try.